Let us see it in front of us now. It is one of the sites that deceives many people. There are many sites that have the same appearance, but with different names and pictures. Of course, they claim that they are investment sites, and the broadcast on these sites is through digital currencies. Of course, we were also able to see something white in color that they claim is an investment certificate. There is nothing called that, and these sites are called HYIP. It is one of the sites that operates with a system similar to the Ponzi system, which is known as the Ponzi system. It is not a system, but rather a fraudulent technique, but in ancient times it was done through investments in companies. Then the employees would flee away from the country, and the government cannot arrest them. Now it has developed. The matter is that there are these sites. You can create one and put the words you want and the pictures you want. You can change everything as you want. Of course, when investors come, they put money on the site. Of course, not investors. When idiots come, they put money on the site. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people who do this. I am new to it and they are being scammed, but when you put money on the site and make a withdrawal, perhaps you will be able to do that once or twice. Then when the site owner reaches a large amount of money, he closes the site, and the large amount may be $100 for him, or perhaps more. You do not. Do you know how large the amount is for the owner of the site? And despite that, these sites sometimes reach millions of dollars due to fraud and defrauding people. They make you make a withdrawal process once and twice, then they exploit you and defraud you, then you are surprised that the site has been closed and you have lost your money. Here, as we can see, the owner of the site was somewhat stupid and left the name of the script for the site, which I talked about previously in one of the posts when I was talking about these fraudulent sites that have become full and the internet is full of them, and many people who aim to make money fall into them, but in reality they lose money. Here we do not care. Here we have confirmed that this word is the word for the script of the fraudulent site. It is the type of programming code. Of course, here you should not rely on this word. Rather, you should stay away from all sites that say they are investment sites, because in reality you will often find that the word for the name of the script does not exist. Of course, the site owner or site owner can modify and change every word on the site. He can also modify and change the images and the value of the fraudulent investment plans and everything. He can modify the name, words, and everything on the site. There are many sites in different forms, but in the end it is the same fraudulent idea. We can see that there is a profit calculator, there are pictures, and there are words that at first glance make you trust the site. There are sites that add pictures of people and tell you that they are the investors or major investors that are running your money, and other times they tell you that they are running your money in one of the companies, and many lies that you will find it left waiting for you on these sites, which unfortunately will make you believe that these are scams and you will be exposed to them. Now let us conduct some investigation regarding this site in order to know where it obtained the hosting and the certificate for the site, the SSL certificate, and how much the cost of this fraudulent site that defrauds people, and also to prove to you that these are very trivial sites that are used or created by people sitting at home and are not real investors. Now we went to check this site in order to know what hosting it carries and what its cost is, and also to know some general information about this site. Here we are investigating this site. We will be able to know about it some information that is very important to us. What is the hosting that supports this site, when was this site created, and when will the hosting end, and also what is the SSL certificate? Here we were able to obtain some very important information. We were able to obtain the name of the site that gave this fraudulent site hosting. The site that hosts the fraudulent site is called Namecheap. This is the site from which this fraudulent person purchased a domain. Here, when we searched, we found another one whose domain value was 5,000. Why was this a fraudulent site but he is the owner of this domain, or what means the owner of this name? For this reason, it is the most expensive hosting. We will also see that the hosting that we searched for, the domain that we searched for the fraudulent site is already reserved. Someone bought it, but we can buy another one. As you can see in front of you, it says at the bottom of the search bar that this type of domain is sold. Do you know how much it costs? It would cost in reality if you searched for the domain called XYZ. In fact, its cost is only $10 for an entire year. Imagine that you are depositing thousands of dollars into a site that uses hosting for only $10. Here I want you to focus on the information in front of you on the screen. You will find the date of creation of the site and the end date of the hosting, which is next year, month 9, as this person purchased hosting for a year whose cost is approximately $25. In addition to that, you will find the phone number that you will find in the information in front of you on the screen. It is an American phone number. In fact, it is a fake phone number that gives you free hosting just so that you can put it as a view on the site. You will also find the email that is also affiliated with the same hosting, which you get for free once you purchase hosting for a year that costs $25, and sometimes less than that. Are you aware that there are people who put thousands of dollars on these sites, not only this site, but many sites similar to that, and this person scams and defrauds them and steals money, as he simply deletes the files from the hosting and is closed. The site is like this and everything is over and you cannot sue anyone, so be careful. Now we are conducting a second investigation to find out that this fraudulent person purchased the SSL certificate from the site in order to know the cost of this fraudulent site, and in reality as well. I want you to focus on all the information that appears in front of you. Of course there are many companies that grant the SSL certificate and there are very cheap prices. I want you to focus well on all the information and watch the clip until the end. We are actually here and we were able to obtain the name of the company that granted him the SSL certificate, and its cost for 5 years is in fact $9, and they add very simple protection to the site. The total cost is only $43, and you go and deposit 1,000, 2,000, and sometimes tens of thousands. Many people come to invest in these sites, and these sites are very widespread and you can find them in different forms. Now we will move to the other site that granted this fraudulent site an SSL certificate in order to see the cost and also to know what the site is. Watch the clip. I want you to follow and focus on the information in front of you. Here we can see that this fraudulent person buy an SSL certificate from it, and there are many sites that also provide it for free. In fact, this is the certificate that gives you the site's encryption, which is HTTPS. You can see how cheap it is, regardless of the fact that this person is stupid, because there are other sites that offer it for free with hosting, but what we have to do is continue watching the clip. You will see at the end of the video clip that we were able to obtain the script for this fraudulent site and that its price is very cheap. Here we also obtained additional information, which is the date of creation of this site, which is October 10th. Here we must stop. Here we have confirmed for the second time that the hosting that hosts this site is the hosting that we went to at the beginning of the video clip, and we made sure that the words and everything are correct, and indeed we found the IP address and email and everything related to this hosting, which provides you with hosting and provides you with an email for your website and a phone number, but they are fake. but this fraudster needs them in order to include them on the site, and it is, of course, a gift for hosting one of the cheapest hosts, and it is called Namecheap. Now we have been able to see that the cost of this entire site without the script does not exceed $70, and you go to invest in the site of its owner, for which he does not pay more than $70. Be careful, there is no such thing as investment sites. Here we will move to the next stage, which is that we will get the same script for this site, and perhaps even better follow the video clip. Here we went to this site. This site provides scripts for sites on many commercial sites, as well as these fraudulent sites and everything. We found the same script for this fraudulent site, and there are many forms of it. There are many forms of these fraudulent sites. For this reason, you just have to understand something. 1. There is no such thing as investing through people or through websites on the internet. You can invest by buying shares on the stock market, or by buying something like gold or diamonds, or investing in well-known companies in a legal way, such as Microsoft, Facebook, or Tesla. What you will see now is the fraudulent site, and you will see the site that we can buy, and you will see that it is the same site with a slight difference in the words and images, which I told you at the beginning of the video clip, that the administrator or owner of the site can change the words and pictures and modify the entire site after uploading it to the hosting. Through the control page, which contains all things, such as adding the prices of investment plans, such as modifying images, such as also placing links to the electronic wallet on which he will receive funds, and other settings. You can see now in front of you that this site that we can buy is the same as the other fraudulent site, with the difference in the pictures and words, which I told you we can change, or this fraudulent person can change them and completely modify the site after uploading it to the hosting, through the site's control page. Watch this script that we got. It is for the same site. You will only find a difference in some of the images, you will find a difference in the name of the site, and you will find a difference in the investment plans that I told you. After the fraudulent person purchases the script and uploads it to the hosting and site configuration, he goes to the site settings page, which we will be able to access, but we were not able to get the password. But at the end of the video clip he goes to it, and of course he has the passwords, he logs in. There are many settings. Among the settings is the change on the site's interface. You modify and change every word on the site at the beginning. From the prices of the investment plans, the name of the site, the background of the site, the pictures, and the modification of the words included in the site, everything. Watch both sites to know that it is the same site and that it is offered for sale at a price of $7 and for a period of 12 months at a price of $24. Do you understand that after this clip, if you arrived here and were defrauded, you should really kill yourself because you are so stupid? You must understand that there is no such thing as investment sites. If you want to invest, I told you that you can invest in the stock market or you can buy gold, as it is an investment commodity. You will find a lot of sites with different names in different forms, with pictures, in different names and in different ways. You will find that it is not in the same form. You will find many forms, and you will also find something else called trading sites. There is no such thing. These are scams, and scams, do not let yourself fall into them. Be careful. I know that there is someone who talked about this, but that's okay. We exist. I am Emperor X. Learn your personal protection, or want to learn electronic piracy, investigate malware, or anything related to these fields, you can contact me. Now, as you saw in the video clip, it is the same script for the site, and now I will repeat and explain to you. There is no such thing as investment sites on the entire internet. There are no real investment sites on the internet, but rather all sites, regardless of all the different forms that perhaps you will see one day. No, there is something called investment sites, and there is nothing called trading sites. It is a scam, and a scam if you see that there are people making withdrawals and these things, it only happens once or twice. Then the site commits a scam and fraud, but it is not a real investment site. I hope you have understood everything. Do not fall into the traps of scammers. And I am Emperor X. If you are one of my followers on Facebook, you will find the link in Below the video clip you can contact me if you are interested in learning personal protection, learning electronic piracy, or any other field you want. Now what we are trying to do is to access the control page of this fraudulent site, and indeed we were able to, but we were not able to obtain the password. In fact, I do not want to hack the site as it does not concern me in anything. The important thing is that you have benefited and you must always be careful. See you.